We live, baby. We live. So it's been a good day. Been a good day. What should we about? Did have a few conversations with some people. Um, some people were supposed to email me some questions and some examples of things going on in their life. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. Girl, she took on a Facebook page. Case, everybody doing good. Yeah. Got a job interview coming up. It's a job I really want. I guess I'll let you guys know how that happens. Um, I don't know. I didn't really have a topic. We didn't have anything pressing. I thought I would get some good questions today, but I guess I must have talked my way out of having something to talk about tonight. Um, but I know at one video we stopped at understanding at least the self help portion of recovery. The avenue of self help is one avenue of recovery from SUD. Um, I guess the most discovering portion of recovery is the personal inventory, the self reflection. That would be a turning point for any person's recovery from substance use disorder. Um, it says make a searching and fearless more inventory of ourselves. Um, you need a guide. You got to have a guide. You got to have a mentor, a sponsor, a coach, or somebody to help guide you into the things you're going to be disclosing and looking at. Um, and it's a real intense look at yourself and where your feelings may come from, where your thoughts may come from, how things have influenced you and how they not. Where's your power? Who are you responsible to? What are you responsible for? Um, and that's a searching, fearless more inventory. Searching simply means honest. Fearless simply means with faith. Um, and it's asking you to do those things with those two principles, searching and fearless. At some point, I'm going to have a board behind me, and I'm going to try to use it to write out some of the things we've been talking about. And that's probably to come. I haven't ordered it yet, or don't even know where to get one yet, but I know I like a whiteboard. Um, and we're going to do some, some make available to anyone a way to do a personal inventory. Just one way out of a lot of ways. You can inventory yourself by, going to therapy. You can inventory yourself by talking to friends and family. You can inventory yourself by, meditation and self-reflection. But, a systematic understanding of who you are and what you are, instead of what you imagine yourself to be, and what you are as a result of opportunities you didn't take. All that kind of stuff can be sought through in a personal inventory, especially in the way I'm describing it. I'm talking about the 4 step of self help recovery groups, all of them. Um, so yeah. So me personally, this the last couple of days, I've been I've been on this kick for years of studying and seeking information. Um, and I came across some guys in the last 2 nights that I don't know, man. They the way they talk about this particular topic um, is different than I've heard it, and this is a lot more straightforward, and it's a very elegant way in which they describe um, this topic. I don't really want to disclose the topic yet, but I can tell you this: as a hobby, just as a thing to do, which I'm really fascinated by. It's really a passion of mine. Is just looking at outer space. Anything to do with cosmology, anything to do with the history of anything to do with the sciences in that regard. Anything above Earth fascinates me. Um, just understanding, yeah, understanding. evolution, understanding the what the science says about early universe and how we got here as people, and um, that whole fascinating story of us, our lives, our journey. Just fascinated by it. I'm also fascinated by the history of religion and the psychology of religion. And I'm interested in it because um, when I inventory myself, what I found sometime is definitely the religious influence in which I was born into. Didn't have a choice. Um, and hmm, looking at the role that um, religion has played in shaping my life and the history of religion and what it means to be religion. I've spoken on this, I think, in another video about the word religio and connecting the infinite to the finite. That's a really philosophical. You can read up on the thing. So if you want to read up on something, some things that I think are good reading, um, and in this philosophy, Soren Kierkegaard, um, Daniel Dennett, uh, Mayo, Yalom, those are counselor educators. Um, Dr. Wayne Dreyer is a great read. Um, who else is out there that I think is good? Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl is a good read. Mm. Anything that Chris Hitchens has read is a good read. Mm. Neil deGrasse Grayson's. Um, I just followed him for years. Lawrence Krauss. I just follow these guys. Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Daniel Dennett. I follow anything they put out. I try to get my hands on it and be taught, be educated. Um, my education didn't stop with graduation. It just taught me how to learn, how I learn. What's my style of learning, and lecturing and um, real world scenarios seem to be the thing that helps me remember. And I spend days trying to integrate new information into this big swirling brain of mine of trying to think about stuff. But anyway, I digress. So the history of religion, the philosophy of religion, what it means to be religious. When I was inventory, I found those moral things at the core, and it just didn't add up. I had a lot of questions about what it says in the Bible about right and wrong and morality and the treatment of women. And as I got older and read more, I just like this can't be the the end of it all. The book that explains everything. So I asked a question that I've heard, and that is, name something in which um, religion has given a better answer than science. And you can run that the other way and say, name um, answers that science has given religion, and, and find that equation and find that thought experiment um, says a lot. Says a lot. So anyway, I'm interested in that kind of stuff, man. I'm interested in the history of religion, the psychology of religion, the social construct of religion. I'm fascinated by all the religions, and I have my opinions about different things, man. But we got to come to some universalness about right and wrong, and I know that's probably not what I'm in favor of that. We got to have a compass. We got to have something that says um, um, there's a line, and we don't cross it. Um, I forgot. I think it was Thomas Hobbes uh, in a writing about civilization and how we become civilized as humans and begin to socialize. And one of the things he pointed out was you to have a society or a community, there has to be a coercive um, force, for lack of better words, in place, and and then you can get peace. because man won't do right simply because it's the right thing to do. And this is evident by speeding. I haven't had a speeding ticket in years, but I know the sign said 65 or 70, but yeah, nobody's watching and we just push it a little bit. That's just one example of how we do what we want to do until coercive power in place um, tells us to comply and forces us to comply. What else is there to talk about, man? Relationships are always a hot topic. Narcissism. So if you're in a relationship with somebody that's a narcissist, um, good luck with that. Narcissists will convince you that their well-being and emotions are of the utmost importance. They will have you thinking that you can't really live your life if they're unhappy. I mean, it's such an emotional barrage of abuse, um, and getting someone to buy into making your life easier for you. Uh, just a little bit about narcissism. Um, yeah, I really have a lot tonight. You know, I just wanted to commit to make it something. I'm still um, waiting for people to email me some good questions. I'm going to try to put my email here. See what that looks like. It's WELLNNC 2022 at Gmail. So here is, oh, my dumbass wrote it backwards. There it is. It's WELLNINC 2022 at gmail.com. Tell me your story. Drop me a line. Let's talk about it. I guess what can I say to close this out? When at the end of the road, we can no longer function as human beings, either with or without drugs. It seems to be just a limit. Either going as best we can to the bitter ends of jails, institutions, or death, or finding a way to live. In years gone by, very few people ever had this last choice. Those today are more fortunate. For the first time in man's entire history, a simple way has been proven itself in many people's lives. It is available to us all. This is a simple spiritual recovery process. That is a quote and paraphrase from the third chapter. I think it's the fifth edition of the basic text, page 84, of We Do Recovery chapter. Y'all have a good night.